Today, the #1 Seer is answering your most important questions. All right, King Ames, first question. He says, serious question. At the start of a fight, you get a player one-shot. Do you recommend scanning that player instantly to temporarily halt healing and initiate a team push, or swing him and save the scan, cancel a revive later on?
It depends on the situation. If you know you can knock them, there's no point to waste a scan. If you have to run up, you can wait a few seconds and then cancel their battery because they're going to be standing still. It just depends on how much cover is involved. If you can get the knock, don't waste a scan.
All right, I got a question from the last available name. In a fight, is it better to use his tack right away for information, or, well, that's basically the same question. Save it to deny heals. And then second question they want to know is, when is his ult most effective?
In a building fight, or whenever the enemy team can't break it, or it's very difficult to find wherever you place the ult. So any type of building fight, there's a lot of buildings. End game, he's insanely strong as well because of the smaller circle.
Okay, I mean, this guy's first question was a little different. He didn't mention anything about doing any damage. Do you ever scan before doing any damage at all, just to see where people are? Is that what you're using the heartbeat for?
I feel if you can scan more than one person, I feel it's worth the knowledge if you're going to be able to push off it. But if you're not going to be able to push off the scan, it's not worth it. I think Seer scan lasts about 10 seconds roughly, maybe 8 seconds. So you have 8 seconds of knowing exactly what they're doing. So if you're able to push off that scan, I think it's worth it.
All right, Brito wants to know, Seer strikes him as an ambush predator more than a typical recon. How would you go about solo queuing ranked with Seer?
Solo queuing ranked with Seer, in my opinion, is one of the best characters to solo on because he just gives the team so much knowledge. Everybody knows where everyone is. I mean, he's basically a free wall hack character. So normally if you're solo queuing ranked, you don't have the best communication with your teammates. So Seer kind of fixes that issue of not having the best communication / coordination. So I think Seer is a great solo queue character.
All right, Broke Sneakerhead wants to know, do you think his passive is viable after the nerfs, or if you shouldn't use it as much?
I have kind of been using it almost as a snapshot. I haven't played too much of Seer. I've played about 2 hours, so this opinion could change, but I was more using it to see if somebody was in a building or if they were hiding behind cover. I wasn't holding it down nearly as much. People can hear you from about 20 meters out, and it's very hard to track them whenever they're running around, or if they're going on high ground or low ground, the heartbeat isn't nearly as good. I would more use it just as trying to figure out if somebody is near you or hiding somewhere.
Question from L. How do you feel about playing Seer this season? Is he still enjoyable?
Yes, he's still enjoyable. For me, having the Heirloom has made it so much more fun to be playing Seer. He's still really good. His ultimate's still, I believe, the same strength. It just takes a little bit longer to get. I still feel Seer is a pretty dominant character. You just have to think a little bit more.
All right, question from Connor. Seer versus Bloodhound, pros and cons of each scan legend, and are scans still meta in your opinion this season?
I think scans provide so much intel for a team to where it's very difficult to replace a scan character unless you're rocking 3 movement legends. There's not a whole lot of cons of having a scan character. I know that Bloodhound and Seer got nerfed pretty hard, but there's not a whole lot of cons of having free information on your team.
Mamba Storm, if Seer wasn't ever released into the game, who would you main?
I never really played his scan character till Seer came out. I played Octane originally, but maybe starting off with Horizon instead of Seer.
Okay. Just because she was the best for a ton of seasons, or is there other reasons?
I just think the movement capabilities of that character and just how strong she is, it just seems fun to go play Horizon instead.
Okay. All right, John Green wants to know, do you think Mad Maggie would complement Seer in fights since they are really close friends?
If you have a Seer ult down and you Maggie ball, all of your team is pushing with that movement speed and you somehow get a stun off, they definitely are going to complement one another. I did not know that they were best friends though.
I didn't either. I don't know if this is 100% true, but that's what they said. So we're gonna live by that. Maybe someone in the comments could tell us otherwise.
I'm not too good with the lore of Apex Legends.
I also do not follow that. Probably should. Probably would be worth the time, but, you know, I mean, you got to stick to playing, all right? There's no days off over here. We can't be following lore. Gabe Holloway wants to know, what part of a fight is Seer more useful for? Beginning, middle, or end? And also, why are pros still sticking it out with him after the nerf?
It's very difficult to replace a character like Seer. He's the only interrupt character in the game. His ultimate still lasts 25 seconds of just free wall hacks. There's not a whole lot of counterplay to his ultimate besides just waiting it out or trying to get out of the ult. He's good for the beginning of the fight. You can scan to see where people are. He's good for the middle of the fight because if you deal any type of damage, you can just scan and push and interrupt their healing. And the end of the fight, if someone starts to revive, you can interrupt, or it's just 25 seconds of just having that ultimate down. I feel that they need to make it easier to find the ult. I feel like that was the problem all along, was trying to counter the ult.
All right, Aiden wants to know what inspired you to choose Seer over any other character.
Whenever I came back to this game, I was really wanting to be #1 on a Legends. I really wanted to play Seer. When I saw how low his leaderboard was, because I did play him for my rank grind in Season 10, I just thought that Seer was a very cool character. I thought he was underrated. After he got nerfed, everyone kind of dropped him. He was at a 1% pick rate. He was the 3rd lowest pick character, and I still thought he was really good and had potential to be good, and he was. Everyone figured that out a little bit later on, how strong Seer was. That was my main reason.
All right, Lexi has a question, says, what motivates you every day to grind out the kills?
Streaming, 100%. I would not put in nearly as much time if I wasn't streaming. I stream over 10 hours each day. There's a lot of people that show up there, and we have a really good time. If I wasn't streaming, I definitely would not be kill grinding nearly as hard. I'd probably be trying to focus on content instead of just grinding.
How much has the kill grind really helped grow your socials?
Everything. I've been streaming for about 9 months now. I went from 0 followers on Twitch to almost 20,000 and 4,000 followers on TikTok to 25,000. And I've been averaging like 150 views the last 4+ months. Completely took off.
Also, what are your thoughts on Twitch's future? I must ask.
There's a lot of issues with Twitch. They pick and choose on who they want to enforce the rules on. I feel that Amazon will probably figure it out. They have a lot of money invested on Twitch. It's still the biggest streaming platform for now. I feel that if YouTube could get some of their stuff together and really try to be a huge competitor, that Twitch could be in trouble. But I just feel that Twitch for right now is probably still going to be dominant for at least the next 5 years.
All right, James wants to know what you would rank his heirloom, and then he also wants to know if you can dance like Seer.
I cannot dance for the life of me. I'd rate Seer's heirloom 10 out of 10. 100% a biased answer, but I love the animations. I love the look. I love all the inspects of it. It's a very cool heirloom. I love it. I enjoy it so much. 10 out of 10. 100% biased answer though.
All right, what do we got to do to get you to perform a dance like Seer?
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
What if you hit 1 million followers on Twitch? Would you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, my community wants me to do a Just Dance stream whenever I hit 20K followers, so I'm gonna be.
Oh wow.
They better import the Seer dance in there so you can do it.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna be so embarrassed.
All right, Aim Assist, who's a common commenter. He's been in like every single one of these videos. 1 out of 10, his ult compared to other legends in the game, and the same with his tactical. 1 out of 10.
I think Seer's ult, top 5 ult. I feel it's one of those ultimates that's just game changing. If you have that ult down, the fight is just automatically in favor of whoever has the ultimate down. So I'm gonna give Seer's ult definitely a top 5 ult in the game. It's just one of those things that just completely changes the fight.
What are we talking? 9? 9 out of 10
Yeah.
or 10?
I'm gonna give it a 10. That's really hard to beat that ultimate. And then for his tactical, I'd probably give it, it's debatable because it's the only interrupt tactical in the game. So it's very unique and it's lasts a really long time. I might have to give his tac a 9 and his ultimate a 10.
All right, mangoes and trees, my buddy. He wants to know, is Seer bad for the game in general, do you think?
Yes, 100%. I will admit that having a character like Seer is bad for the game. It takes away a lot of game sense. It makes it to where a lot of people just have to run that character to fight that character. I don't like the metas where you have to run a character or you lose to that character. That includes other characters in this game as well, but I feel like Seer does fall under that category.
James wants to know, do you enjoy ruining people's day when you are kill grinding, just absolutely dominating?
100%. The best feeling ever is interrupting someone's Phoenix kit at 0.1 second.
Ugh, you're a villain. You're a super villain for that.
I'm just kidding. I died to that last night and I just knew that was karma.
All the people you've killed up to that one moment and just led right to it. All right, last question from Yael. What are the best teammates to play with?
Catalyst, Horizon, Seer, because Catalyst right now with Seer is an insanely strong combination because you can shoot through Catalyst ultimate with Seer's ult down. You can see them on the other side, and then just the aggressive pushes that you can do with Catalyst are just super strong with Seer.
Well, these questions weren't asked, but I know I'll get some shit for not asking them. First of all, sensitivity wise, what are you rocking with right now?
The most basic of all basic sensitivities, 4-3 classic, no dead zone.
Okay, and then what do you think is Seer's biggest weakness, and how would you go about fighting another Seer?
I'd say like 3 movement legends that just get out of his ultimate would probably be his biggest weakness. Like if you're trying to fight a good team and they just back off and they're all in like good movement characters, especially with Wraith right now, Bang, Horizon, if they just all back out, if they're able to, that's definitely his biggest weakness. Just a good team that just disengages from that fight. There's not a whole lot of weaknesses with Seer. I mean, there's the obvious like crypto EMP, but that's not really fair to say. There's just not a whole lot of weaknesses with Seer besides just trying to get out of the ultimate.
Are you focused? Yeah, that's your first focus is like shooting the ultimate if you know where it is.
100% if you can, because then they're gonna either panic or it just changes the fight. Because they're an advanced thing is if you're in a Seer ultimate, they know exactly what you're doing, so you can use that to your advantage. Like you can try to get to a head glitch, make them push you. You can try to bait them, like act like you don't know what you're doing and then just instantly try to turn on someone. Obviously that doesn't apply in like high end lobbies, but like for a majority of players, like if you're in a Seer ultimate, if you can't get out, you just have to get to somewhere where they can't push you, or just try to get it to where it's just a gunfight, so you're just in a 1v1 and it doesn't really matter if they know where you are because you know where they are as well.
All right, anything else you'd like to add?
I feel like Seer is still a really strong character. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to rework his kit again. Are the pros really still using Seer like that right now? I haven't really.
I don't know. That's what one guy said. So I don't watch much ALGS or pro scrims or whatever, but I mean, I'll believe him for now until I'm told otherwise.
I feel that they couldn't really nerf him again. They'd have to rework his character. I feel like the one nerf that would really hurt Seer would be if his ultimate had a very loud sound to it, to where you could easily pinpoint where he threw it.
Yeah, so it could be destroyed faster.
Because if people knew where he threw his ultimate and it was loud, they would have to either play off defending the ultimate, or people would just destroy it and then Seer's. But then it would probably ruin his character as well. So it's tough. His passive did get nerfed pretty hard, though. I was having a very difficult time adjusting to it. I was more just using it for just figuring out if someone was in a building or not, and then yeah, that's about it. People can hear you with like 20 meters out.
With your 2 hours of playing Seer this season for this video only.
Yeah, I played for like 2-3 hours. I got some good games, though, but it was weird.
You're still ahead by a ton, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so, like 35 or 40 or something. I haven't played him in a long time.
You don't even need to worry about that then. Is there any part of you that's going to go back to Vantage ever, or no?
No,
those days are behind you.
I haven't played her in like 4 months.